Should I get a virtual assistant? Should I not get a virtual assistant? These are probably questions that you're asking yourself, especially if you are a business owner. Now, there are many benefits of having a virtual assistant, and for that, I will be covering that in this video, including the pros and cons, so keep watching. Once again, now I want to go ahead and welcome you. My name is Emmanuel Igweh, founder of RIZN Results, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the benefits of a virtual assistant. Now, most people don't know this, okay? Is that having a virtual assistant in your business can be a make or break situation, right? Because here are people that should not get virtual assistants. I'm going to tell you, a person that should not get virtual assistant. If you're lazy, don't get them. Don't get a virtual assistant, because guess what? You need to figure out your business, and there's no point in abdicating responsibility to somebody you're going to pay, for $3-4 an hour just so you can go ahead and sit back and say, I am a CEO. And that's naturally what a lot of people do. That's what a lot of people do when they get virtual assistants, is they sit back, relax, and they say, you do all the work. Well, if that's the video you're looking for, this is the wrong one, because I don't want to talk to you if you're going to be lazy. I want to talk to hardworking business owners that are getting the virtual assistants to be able to 10x the current return that you get in your business. Because the reality is this: is virtual. No one is going to care more about your business than you. Nobody is going to care more about your business than you. So if you're thinking you're going to hire somebody because they're cheap to do all the work, it's not going to work. Now, for the rest of you, let's go ahead. If I haven't lost you yet, let's go ahead and continue the video. I want to talk about the 7 key ways that you as a business owner can benefit from having a virtual assistant. Okay. What's number one? Very important is, I understand that most people do not like sales calls. Okay. You don't like sales calls. The reality is majority of people don't like rejection, but it's something that you have to deal with in business. Okay. You have to deal with rejection in business because that is something that is part of the trade, right? I personally operate on the principle as far as the more people I can get to tell me no, the closer I am getting to my yes. Okay. Because I'm strictly eliminating tie kickers, and I'm eliminating people that are not interested in my product as I find the right product. That's the same mentality that you need to have, right? But here's the added benefit of a virtual assistant, right? If your product is not heavily regulated by your state or by your country, and it is a sales product, for instance, SaaS, SMMA, you can't do this with insurance, but anything that is not highly regulated, then you can get a virtual assistant to help you close deals, right? Because it now 10x's your leverage. But you cannot, here's the one thing that you cannot do is you cannot say, okay, I don't have any sales experience, and I'm just going to go ahead and say, hire a virtual assistant, and then they will magically come up with a script about my product to go ahead and sell it. That's not how it works. No. You have to first off know how to sell your product. And then once you do know how to sell your product, then you can go ahead and get a virtual assistant. Because when you get a virtual assistant, now it's more of 10x in the output that you're currently doing, as opposed to having zero output, meaning you have zero. Okay. You're not doing anything. All right. If this is you, getting a virtual assistant is not going to help you at all. No. But if you already currently have an output, okay, this is you have an output. Now, a virtual assistant just comes in and 10x's and basically duplicates and multiplies the current thing that you're doing. So if you're getting, let's say 12 deals, you're closing 12 deals a month, your virtual assistant is probably going to close 50% of what you close. Okay, 50% of what you close. Okay, so which means now you're looking at six deals, right? But if you're paying them $5 an hour and you're closing 6 deals, I mean, just do the math. Now you're getting 6 extra deals a month. So which means for every new VA that you add, you should be getting about, 6, 18, 24. That should be how your business should be growing. Now, the math is very dependent on the business, and I don't want to bore you guys, right? But number one is you can use them for sales calls, right? To be able to close more deals, but not to abdicate your fears, okay? For those of you who are scared of sales and you think you're going to get a virtual assistant to take your fears away, that's not how it works. That is not how it works, okay? That's the first thing I want to do is this. I want to point that out. The second thing that you can do is this. A virtual assistant, okay, can help increase. So the first thing first, let's go ahead and start it. Let's start it. So first, sales calls, okay? The second thing, okay, that you can do is extend hours, okay? What does extend hours mean? Let's say you're open from 8 to 5. Okay. With virtual assistants, you can be able to outsource basically think about it as far as your front desk, for instance. Rather than taking calls 8 to 5, now you can go take it from 8 to 11, 8 to 12 Eastern time. If you're doing business across multiple, states, across multiple time zones, for instance, if you're in Pacific time, you can go ahead and get, people in Pacific time also calling in your business, and you can go ahead and tap into that market as well, right? So you can go ahead and extend business hours. I will tell you this. Listen, it's crazy. I remember I was driving in Tampa, and I saw, what do you call it? What is the word? The banks were closed on the weekend, which everyone knows banks close on the weekends. But majority of small businesses were closed on the weekends, right? And I was like, but that doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense to me for you to be closed on the weekends when majority of your customers are available on the weekends. Why are you open Monday to Friday when everybody else is working? You understand? And that's when most business owners now are starting to get smart with it and say, okay, we'll open on Saturdays and we'll take Mondays off because Monday is typically the slow day. And honestly, that's what I'll tell you to do, even without a virtual assistant. Your slowest day, close. Close on the slowest day and open on a weekend. Open on Saturday, open on Sunday. Like if you own a barber shop, why are you closed on Saturday? It makes no sense to me. Why? Take the weekends off? You're a business owner. That doesn't apply to you. Okay? No. When you're the leader, it doesn't apply to you. Everybody else gets to take the weekend off. You don't. Okay? Number 3 is it saves you money. It saves you money. Okay? It saves you money having a virtual assistant. It saves you money. I can't stress this out. I can't stress this enough. Let's say we're gonna run the math, guys. We're gonna run the math. Okay? Let's say we're gonna run the math. Let's say for your front desk and all the staff that is not regulated but just staff, you have 3 of them and you're paying $15 an hour each, right? Let's say to handle the phones, right? Because most of virtual assistant tasks is either online, internet-based, running your Facebook ads campaign, booking appointments, taking inbound calls, right? Let's say you're paying $15 an hour per person, and you multiply that by 3, you're paying $45 an hour. If they're opening on an 8-hour shift, I believe on an 8-hour shift, that puts us roughly at $45 an hour times 8, $360 a month, a day. So you're spending $360 a day, as opposed to if you hire 3 VAs for same thing, 3 virtual assistants, all right, because they operate in the Philippines or India, wherever it is, for $5 each, let's say, and that gives us now to $15 per hour is what you're spending for all 3. And if we did 15 times 8, now you're spending $120. Okay. $120 an hour, $120 in a day as opposed to 360. That's basically a third of what you would be spending if you were hiring staff that was here. I'm not advocating for taking jobs away from anybody. I'm not advocating for that. But some jobs are easier to be outsourced outside. Okay. Easier to be outsourced. All right. So how does this help you in your business? If you factor this over a year, okay, that's 1/3, which means if you're spending $360 a day and you're working on a 5-day, I mean, that's basically, let's do the math. 360 times 5, 1,800 times 4. So you're spending $7,000 is what you're spending. 7 grand. All right, is what you're spending. If you had somebody that was doing the task that you can outsource, okay, as opposed to if you were same time, it'll be about 2,400. Do you see how and if we look at it on a larger scale, it's the same thing. Okay, that's almost $5,000 savings per month. That's roughly almost 60 grand a year. You see the math? Listen, if there's a better way you can do business, better way. Okay. Now, tasks the virtual assistants can do is not even just saving money. I mean, not even just sales calls, not even just extending your business hours. If you like, for instance, an insurance agent, there are numerous insurance agents that I know, numerous, who are sitting in Monday, Thursdays, Wednesdays, whatever day, trying to get somebody on the phone. No one's answering. Versus the top producers, what they do, which is so interesting, is they tell you that, oh, they dial the phones themselves, but really they don't. What the top producers do is they run their business like a business. They have virtual assistants that they pay $5 an hour to call whatever leads that are generated for them. And when they call the leads, They book the appointment for them, and all the agent is doing is showing up. Same thing in the doctor's office. Okay, imagine if you are a doctor, all right, and you call in anytime somebody comes in. You call in all of them yourself. You have 200 people who request information. You call them yourself. You're not going to have any time to focus on your patients. You basically go ahead and give that task to somebody that can take those inbound calls for you. Okay. Obviously, a front desk, if you have a local office, you need somebody in there. But if you are an online business, if you are an agent, if you don't have any physical location, then why aren't you using virtual assistants? That's one thing I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that. Okay. And number 4 is basically, I will be very honest with you. I was very surprised when we got into the virtual assistant agency service. Was when we started hiring. I can tell you this: the dedication and the skill set. It's very impressive. Like for instance, I know how to run Google Ads myself, but I needed somebody to run Google Ads for one of my clients because I was basically saturated. And boom, found someone for a fraction of the cost. Okay, same thing for Facebook ads, same thing for landing page, same thing for websites. You can have somebody on staff trained on advertising for $6 an hour. Do you know how much you'd be paying for that? If you were to hire me, for instance, to say, hey, Emmanuel, I need you to work for him per hour, do you know how much you'd have to pay? Do you know how much you'd have to pay a local marketer in your area? That is very, very, that's the reason why I'm telling you this is not just saving money. There is specialized skill sets. It's easier and you can hunt for a better specialized skill set. That's another business where you can benefit from virtual assistant as a business owner is the specialized skill set. Very important. The next thing there is this is virtual assistants. You can just use them as freelancers. Freelancers. You can just have somebody come in and just for 2 weeks set your appointments for you and leave. You can have somebody just basically come in, design, run your Facebook ad, set it up, and go. You can find virtual assistants on Fiverr. You can find virtual assistants on Upwork. You can find them wherever. But the here's an added bonus for you. If you're very new to the virtual assistant space and you've never hired a virtual assistant, rather than paying for them, I highly recommend you use you go to RIZNresults.com, sign up for a membership. In the free trial, in your trial, you get a virtual assistant on the Business Elite plan for 20 hours for free. 20 hours for free. You can have a virtual assistant call your leads, run your front desk for you, run your operations for you for free. That's insane. I know. But that's the 5th one. Okay. The 6th and probably one of the most important benefit of having a virtual assistant is this. They can teach you what you don't know. Yeah. As a business owner, you're a learner. Okay. Let's say you don't know anything about bookkeeping. You know zero about bookkeeping. As your virtual assistant does your books, you can say, hey, can we meet for, 3 hours or whatever it is and teach. You can legitimately have virtual assistants as coaches. That's how it started for me initially. Was I hired someone for like $30 an hour as a virtual assistant, which is weird. And I was like, dude, teach me Facebook ads. And okay, he taught me Facebook. Then I paid for courses. Then I did all this, and then the software came. And then it was just a lot. But you can have virtual assistant that will actually coach you on stuff. It's so insane. You legitimately can. And then number 7, okay, and I'm going to end it on a very, very simple, easy, and high note is a virtual assistant is not just like, for instance, I'm going to use my example, for instance, my business. They are basically a part of my family in the sense as to I know your kids, I know everyone's kids. It's the virtual assistants. If you have enough of them, you build a solid business. You can actually have virtual assistant services. You can actually resell your services for, you buy the virtual assistant services for $5 an hour and then resell it for $7, $8 an hour. You can actually build a business off of having virtual assistants. If that's something you're interested in, just go ahead and, send me an email or hit the link some way, opt in, let me find you. And let's go ahead and talk. And listen, guys, if you are looking for a virtual assistant, I can tell you this. All right. 1, we have virtual assistants that are trained in insurance appointment setting, real estate appointment setting, business credit repair, and primary healthcare, various industries, and they are ready to go, trained. And guess what? They come with a free trial of the CRM too. So what are you waiting for? Go to riznresults.com/free trial and get your virtual assistants now. And that's what I got for you guys. And listen, if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Don't make me come there and find you and make you push that button. Just kidding. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, so you don't ever miss another video from me. I try to upload 2 to 3 videos a week, because at the end of the day, majority of people who watch my channel are business owners, and I legitimately want you to do better in business. Okay, so that's what I got for you guys, and I say, listen, like, subscribe, and it's an absolute pleasure having you on. I will basically speak to you guys. Enjoy.